No, I, I, I had my hat on, and I thought, wow, it might be cool to just take my hat off, you know, just to see, you know, what, I definitely need to get Patreon. I definitely need to get a haircut, man. Wow, and I just don't want to try it myself, you know. That wasn't what the video was about. Since I'm a crazy-looking motherfucker, I just thought I would talk about something that came to my mind. Until I saw my hair, it just blew my mind. But I was thinking. Yeah, right. Okay. No, seriously, I was thinking, I wonder what it would be like to, or how you could go about trying to reconvert to Christianity. You know, oh damn, my cord came out. See my cord? Where's my cord? Okay, there's my cord. Okay, let's put the cord back in the hole. Okay, it didn't quit. Anyway, yeah, because, you know, basically, I'm kind of a right-winger except for economics, you know, and the whole Christian thing kind of fits me. I'm going to get my hair cut. I'm going to friggin' shave. I'm going to go back to being more friggin', I don't know, human, maybe. I'm not making any promises. You know, but there's just one goal. I'd like to say I'm a naturalist. Well, I am a naturalist. But naturalist doesn't mean you believe, or naturalist and naturalism are two different things. Because I believe in metaphysical naturalism. In other words, I should believe in methodological naturalism. Means if you can't prove it, it ain't real. And the supernatural ain't real. But that's a real problem when you're friggin' religious, isn't it? I think so. So I'm just wondering, you know, how can you reconvert to some kind of standard of living like Christianity and still can't wrap your head around anything that isn't naturalism or the lack of belief in the supernatural, which is friggin', you know, I mean, just because I'm scared of ghosts, I've heard this saying said, doesn't mean, just because I'm scared of ghosts, doesn't mean I can believe in them. Or actually, vice versa. You know, the saying goes backwards like that. So I'm just wondering, you know, it would be a great support network, but I can't even go into a freaking church food drive because if God appeared as a 15 to 30 foot frigging, a 30-foot frigging being, to quote Star Trek 5, I wouldn't ask what God needs as a starship. I would want to know, well, great, you're God. What is God? I mean, you get to a point in atheism. I shouldn't say atheism because atheism implies, not metaphysical naturalism, but at least methodological naturalism. Metaphysical is when you believe, you just take it on faith that there is no belief. There is no supernatural. You know, there's no God in black holes. There's no God before time. There's no God outside of reality because there's no heaven. There's no extra real reality. There's no higher metaphysical plane. Metaphysics isn't real either. But you get into the atheist community, you find that people actually, they don't friggin' accept naturalism. A lot of them. because these progressive types, you find that most of them accept Wiccanism, they accept Eastern philosophy, which I kind of admit, it's hard not to get kind of caught up in some Eastern belief, or at least pseudo-trendy Eastern beliefs, to be honest. Let's be honest here, everybody looks at the Tao and the friggin' thing like it's the Star Wars Force. It is not. Taoism really has freaking beliefs in it. It's just like Buddhism that, are very complex and formulated in culture and identity and different traditions and views. I think there's like 15 Buddhas, I don't know. There's the main Buddha who's Indian, and Brahma Lama Dam. I don't know. I'm not gonna go Lama Dama Ding Dang, but no, he was a prince and stuff, and then there was others, and this is all history and tradition of Eastern society, and it's like, I don't know, I lost my train of thought. Ding dong! No, I forgot. I don't know. So let's leave it there. I mean, yeah, basically though, to get back to what I was saying, a lot of atheists have Wiccan, pagan, or Eastern or New Age views that support a non-Western or, well, what I just said, view of the supernatural. Just because it's not Western, Abrahamic supernatural belief doesn't mean it's not supernatural belief. No, they'll stick to their guns. Picking apart the Bible and the Torah. Yeah, when did that happen? And the Quran, and less and less anymore. They should pick apart the Quran a little bit more. And of course, junk like Scientology, Mormonism, the Book of Mormon. I think everything that's said on the Book of Mormon could be said with South Park, Dum da dum 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 dum. So, you can't exactly say atheist is synonymous with methodological naturalism. The idea that the supernatural isn't real, as far as you can tell, by reasoning, logic, and deduction, and empirical evidence. I'll give the amazing atheist credit for one great video he did. And I think it really formulated my ideas about naturalism with all his earlier general videos, a lot of his earlier general videos about atheism. And that is that supernatural would be like a bullet in a room. I don't know the name of his video, or if it's still up, but I have to give him credit with this because it would be like a bullet shooting into a room and passing through the room and going out again. What that means is that, like, and he really said this much better than I am, but what it really means is that if the supernatural was real, and let's just say Abrahamic religion was real, like what I'd like to get back to, you know, what you would get is you would have a point where the supernatural influenced the natural world. It would be noticeable by the natural world. Like, for example, if you're not following me so far, if there was a world flood and Noah made an ark, and somehow, I guess by supernatural means, is about the only way I could see that it would happen, that ark, or was like Doctor Who's Tartarus or something, you know, it was bigger on the inside than on the outside, or somehow, some way, it could carry all the world's genotype. And that ark, after 40 days of world flooding, landed on Mount Sinai, and every animal, after the flood, was let out from Mount Sinai, and somehow was magically or supernaturally propagated or something. Well, I guess once you put in supernatural as a context, it's kind of a reverse thing of God as a gas, because you can just say, well, this was done supernaturally, that was done supernaturally, this is helped supernaturally. That's how all the penguins made it from Mount Sinai to the north and the south, and that's how all the bugs and the lizards and everything else, you know, made it. And it's like, but if it didn't, if it was just a natural progression, you would see all the biodiversity and all the fossils and everything else and all the naturalistic evidence, all the naturalism and naturalistic go from Mount Sinai all the way around the world. There would be, excuse me, there would be a trace, there would be evidence, even if it was supernaturally inspired, delivered, everywhere from the supernatural world to the natural world, there would be evidence. You know, it would be like if warp drive was the supernatural and impulse drive was the natural. Everywhere the friggin' starship landed would leave traces through the interstellar gases. That's a bad example, but you know, or the naturalistic part of it would be that there would be fossils left, there would be incremental shifts. We assume, even though Christian fundamentalists would deny it, most of them, the creationists, the naturalistic world would have evolution. So everything that was dropped from Mount Sinai that wasn't warp-driven by the supernatural, you know, the hand of God going doink, 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 into the natural world he made, would leave footprints, like footprints in the sand. You know, another example is like, the angel is my co-pilot, or that thing where Jesus is walking on a beach or something. Well, you could tell how tall, you know, you could tell a lot of forensic evidence from those footprints. The weight, the height, you know, did he have a corn? You know, was he bow-legged? A bunch of things like that. You can tell the natural from the supernatural and how it would connect if the supernatural was real. Right? So no, I don't think I can be converted.